name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And sometimes the good Lord smiles upon thee. Oftentimes, life is hard. That's why I always get annoyed with this feminist revisionist view of history, where women had no rights and they were an undertrodden underclass, being abused and controlled by the evil white male patriarchy. Well, that's of course nonsense, because you remember that men also were abused underclass with no rights as well whatsoever, who had equally terrible lives. But life normally is hard, but sometimes the good Lord smiles upon thee and gives you a gift. This is fantastic. Apparently Jodie Whittaker at some point got caught a glimpse of Doctor Who and went, "Oh my God, I'm shit. I'm absolutely shit." Which this is the article we're about to read, right? We're going to read this article. If only Christopher Eccleston could have also read this article, because he thinks it's the greatest thing ever. He just can't stop talking about how the what's the word I would use? The shittifying of Doctor Who, how we should have lots more of that. Which is, I'm glad his approach to acting is shut up and read the lines, because so far that worked out good for his first Big Finish box set, his return to the role. So anyway, we're going to be reading this news story. Again, it's just gold. It's absolute gold. I don't know how nobody else has seen this. This is fan-freaking-tastic. We're going to read the article. We're going to have a little giggle. I think that's a fair say. I think we're going to have a little giggle. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That'd be freaking awesome. That'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. Can you hit the share button? That's also awesome. But mostly hit the subscribe button. YouTube don't like people subscribing. They take my subscribers away often, very often. So if you can hit the subscribe button, that'll be really, really nice. And comment. Let me know what you think. And mostly, if you want to be super nice, go check out my Indiegogo. Go check out this Indiegogo. 2 awesome graphic novels. Don't need to fast forward. I got this pitch down, and I think we're nearly done. And I can launch the next thing. When we hit $8,000, I'm wrapping up this campaign. What's the campaign? 2 freaking awesome graphic novels. As I said, we have biblical Bible stories, atheists, creators, rationalists, and rogues. You see my influences very strong. I wrote and drew this. You see my influences very strongly in this. Which is early Vertigo, Sandman, Swamp Thing, that sort of thing. Very biblically accurate, with no preaching whatsoever. Just I think a good, compelling story. Another good compelling story is The Imperium, a love letter to telly fans in the 1960s. Doctor Who, Emma Peel, the Black Slab from 2001, James Bond, and a monkey in a spacesuit in one fantastic supergroup together. Artwork by Dominic Racho, who also did all the extras. If you get both books, you get this pin-up. Noble Savages, of course, lovely Leela, and Raquel Wells from A Million Years BC with the Time Machine and K9. Why not? For the Mel Gaze series, a bunch of postcards based on my titillations when I was a young whippersnapper. This series is going to continue way into my next campaign, which I'm looking forward to starting. And the final one to open up, the Forces Female. What a wonderful card! Bunch of posters as well. A Bohemian Time and Space. The Eyes Have It. Great Balls of Fire, and of course, the latest one we've finished up now. It's not the latest one we had. We spent some time getting this one right. Forever Young. The Fourth Doctor and Sarah Jane flying off forever in the TARDIS, growing old together, as they really should do, as is right and proper in the world. Fine. Let's look at this wonderful article. This gift from heaven. Huddersfield's Doctor Who. Where's this from? This was from the local paper, the Huddersfield Examiner or something. I'll find. I'll put it in the somewhere. I'll put a little caption where it's from. Huddersfield's Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker, worried she got it wrong when she replaced Peter Capaldi. I'm glad you worried, because so are we. We're not worried. We're kind of convinced that you did. You did get it wrong. Often, Doctor Who has been portrayed in many different ways. Never as a bumbling buffoon who thinks they're the greatest thing ever and smugly lectures everyone. I know that's never been done before. That's a new one. Not sure if it was the greatest plan. Not sure it was the greatest. Let's read the article. Jodie Whittaker became the first female Doctor, first female Time Lord, and has been a huge success. What? a huge success when she worried, and has been a huge success, but she worried when she first became the alien hero. How do you define huge success? What the hell? I'm on the wrong thing. How do you define huge success? That's insane. What? Was it their plan to make Doctor Who fail completely? Because that would be a huge success. Here, let's have a quick look at this. This is the ratings, right? There's a quick waiting time. The blue line is Peter Capaldi, which was the lowest rated Doctor Who ever in the revival era. And the purple line is Jodie Whittaker. That's not a success. That the lowest ratings ever and nosediving ratings. That's called a failure. But again, look, a journalist wrote this, so you can only expect so much out of them. Poor little loves, little morons. Huddersfield's Jodie Whittaker shot to fame when she became the first female lead in Doctor Who. No, she shot to fame when she was in Broadchurch, I think, and has now revealed she was worried she was doing it wrong when she first took over. You should have gone with that instinct, darling. Yeah, that instinct was the first time I've heard you got any of your instincts, your acting instincts were right with Doctor Who. Yes, you did get it all wrong, and you're still getting it all wrong, right? And I think there's very little latitude to give you a go to try it again. 2 years in, a lot of smugness and finger waving and saying, "Ew, you're all nasty sexist if you don't watch me." Yeah, it doesn't really work. Doesn't really win people over. So doing it all wrong when she took over Doctor Who. Jodie became the 13th Doctor when she took over in 2017, and despite making history, she feared she hadn't got the Time Lord quite right. Okay, now this is the important bit of the article, right? This shows that Jodie Whittaker might be sane. So, yeah, good for her. So she feared she hadn't got it quite right when she watched her predecessor, Peter Capaldi's episodes. So when she finally saw some Doctor Who, she went, "Oh my God, that's really good." And utterly shit. Peter Capaldi is playing it, with conviction and with authenticity, and it feels real. When I play it, it feels like I'm Andy Pandy. It feels like I'm a Teletubby. There's no reality to it whatsoever. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Oh, so fine. The Doctor phase changes regularly as she regenerates, or when she's Jodie Whittaker and she tries to work out. Changes more regularly since she became Jodie Whittaker. Regularly and she regenerates. There's room, Jodie Whittaker. Time might almost be up. Yes. Goodbye. What does that mean? I'm going to tell you what I think that means. Her time being up means I think at the end of her 8 episodes, which 2 of them may be holiday specials, she's going to start to regenerate, and it's going to end on a cliffhanger, and we're not going to see who she's regenerating into. Right? I really think that's what's going to go down. And through a time up here, as a Doctor tends to replace every 3 or 4 years. Okay. Out of modern Doctors, only David Tennant has been the exception to the rule, sticking in the role for 4 years and 6 months, while classic Doctor Who, Tom Baker, has a staggering 6 years, 9 month run. We call it 7 years, actually. We call that 7 years. Okay, whatever. I'm glad you read your big book of Doctor Who stats. Speaking on the finest hour, on BBC's Radio 6 Music, Jodie, that's a hard sentence to get through. Jodie has said at the beginning of a time when I saw the episode where Peter Capaldi's Doctor regenerates into me, we were midway through shooting that for the first time in a long time. I've been watching it. Ever. That's the first time. Oh, and I really thought I loved that episode Twice Upon a Time. I hadn't watched it to try to give myself the freedom to step on set. What? I know what you mean. The freedom to step on set. I think, the freedom to take a shit on Doctor Who. I think that's more the I hadn't done any research, and it turns out I was doing it wrong. Ooh, who knew? I was like, OMG, I've got it wrong. Yes, I've done it wrong. Yes, yes, finally, you have an acting instinct that doesn't suck. Let's mark this day down and make it a international holiday. Jodie Whittaker's Revelation Day. I've done it wrong, she said. And we're only 6 weeks in and I had 7 months left. So maybe course change. At that point, okay, you were 6 weeks in. And I honestly, that first few episodes, I couldn't tell it was going to be so awful. It was only till when we got to Arachnids in the UK when I went, this is the worst thing ever. And then it got worse, right? Then it actually got worse from that. But yeah, you were only 6 weeks in. Maybe at that point, you go, hey, Chrissy, could you get me a copy of Doctor Who so I can watch it so I know what I'm playing? Could you have done that? No, Chris was like, oh, I don't like that. You might notice that I'm a shit writer then. Yeah, and I got so much sense. I came into work and I was like, you should have told me I've been doing it wrong. Yes, somebody should have told you. You're right. Again, Jodie, I'm surprised how much I'm agreeing with you, right? I mean, how much this is, we are simpatico right now. She added, they said, no, this is the point. We want you to be shit. I think this is the point. You aren't supposed to be doing what somebody else did. Yeah, they all did it good, right? They were all good as Doctor Who. Everybody else played Doctor Who. They were what we call good. And I know this is I don't want to confuse you with technical talk. That they were good, but you Jodie are doing it like you're shit. So yeah, you're doing it. It is an original take, but all the energy of the Doctor and all the references to all the Whovian kind of pearls are in there. Just say the lines, and then you take it and you run with it, and it's actually much more freeing. Yes, we're finally free to do shit Doctor Who, and you know what the result of shit Doctor Who is? Let me just remind you. That's a result. A complete failure. Complete failure is the result of shit Doctor Who. Okay, you think it's much more freeing. Jodie has since said that her time as a Time Lord is rumored to be up. She finds leaving too upsetting. Oh, darling, don't be upset. We're all good. We're all very happy. There's already bets on who's replacing her. It's a Sin Star, Alexander, and Line of Duty's actress Kelly MacDonald played. Now they just go into now it's going to be Captain Birdseye. Every article does. So yeah, look, Jodie Whittaker saw some Doctor Who, realized that she was utter shit. Right? Wonderful. Funnily enough, Chris Eccleston hasn't had that personal revelation yet. The Daily Express tells us this is from yesterday, I think. This is quite a recent answer. Doctor Who set for a big change ahead of Jodie Whittaker's replacement? ? I don't know. Let's see what this question is. Doctor Who could see a huge change in upcoming episodes after this of the series after former Time Lord Christopher Eccleston opened up on what he would like to see in the show. How is what he would like to see in the show have anything to do whatsoever with what they're going to do? Right? Okay. Time Doctor Jodie Whittaker made the history of the first female Doctor who then imploded the ratings. But former Doctor Who, Chris Eccleston, 57, thinks there should be more women involved in the BBC sci-fi series. Hit sci-fi, formerly hit sci-fi. It says hit sci-fi series. I'm going to say formerly hit sci-fi series. Why? Again, what barrier to entry is there for any women coming into Doctor Who? What? Tell me. How has any evil white male patriarchy stopped any woman from working on Doctor Who? Anybody? Can anybody explain that in your own time? No? Okay, I didn't think so. The actor believes that the upcoming summit should have a bigger focus on female all-round. So again, this is Chris Eccleston paying homage to the religion of the day, the religion of his sect, which is men and women are interchangeable. And if you don't say men and women are interchangeable, you're an evil bigot, right? Right now, it's getting to a point where tech companies are going to stop letting you use their platforms for commerce. If you don't think men and women are interchangeable, they're Okay, look, and then the government will say, well, they're a private company, they can do what they want. You just go ahead and use US dollars wherever you want to use them, and then you go into the store and say, no, we only take credit cards. And you go back to the credit card and say, well, you shouldn't be a bigot, should you? Shouldn't be a bigot. But all I'm saying is I don't think men and women are interchangeable. No, you're a bigot. You're a bigot. So this is the religion of the day, Christopher Eccleston's religion. And he thinks that if you don't interchange with men and women freely, then you are part of an evil fascist regime. So the truth is men and women are not interchangeable. Bottom line, they are equal, but not interchangeable. Men and women are what we scientists call different. They look at things differently, and that's okay. It's okay. So generally speaking, though, when you take something that works for 8-year-old boys and feminize it, what do you get? What happens when you get something you take for 8-year-old boys and you feminize it? You get that. You get implosion. You get complete implosion of the ratings. Why? Because no one's interested in it. Because little boys aren't interested in it because he feminized it. Little girls aren't interested in it because they want to watch little girl stuff. That's basically the reason. So Chris Owen says, I would very much like the doctor to meet Emily Davison. Who cares? I don't even know who Emily Davison is. Who threw herself in front of the Epsom Derby winner and was one of the forerunners of the feminist movement and a martyr for it. Well, that would just be fun. Wouldn't that be a fun, delightful adventure in time and space? The time a woman throws herself in front of a horse. Yeah, I love it. Love it. More of that, please. That's just got to be fun. Yeah, and I bet she's a stunner as well. I think that'll be extraordinary for him to mix with her and Emmeline Parkhurst and explore that. It's great. It's great that we now have a female doctor, and I think we should take that further. Yeah, listen. You know what taking it further means. You see that purple line, right? And you see how it's headed in this direction down. That's the further that you're going to take it. You're going to take it further down because no one's interested. Look at it. They've lost 70% of their ratings. Like, if I had this chart going over 2 years, you'll see how massive the slide is. I think we should have. I think we should look at. We should take a further look at the way we look at history. Look at it through a female lens. Again, so looking at it through a female lens is code, and it has been pretty much clearly code for saying that women were treated worse than men in history, which of course is not true. Women were treated shittily in history, but so were men. Here's the difference. Men were treated one way shittily, and women were treated another way shittily. But if you're only looking at the way that women were treated shittily, and then pretend men weren't treated shittily, you're going to say, women have been oppressed by the patriarchy. Ooh, that's what you're going to say, and that's what Chris is saying, because he's a twat! I'm sorry, Chris, I like your attitude for your job ethic. You go, you do your job, and you come home, right? That's your job. And then, like, when people said, why are you returning to Doctor Who? Said, they're paying me money. That's why. Bit of a boys' club, though. We need to address that. Why? Why? Charlotte Bronte adaptations of novels. Bit of a girls' club. Need to address that. I think we need more, hookers and blackjack and robots and monsters in Wuthering Heights. Yeah, I think that we need a bit. Why? I think The Guardian is a bit elitist. Why don't we make it into a right-wing tabloid? Why not? Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? Would you be on board for that, Chris? No, you'll be shitting your pants, wouldn't you? Because you'd be like, we need more cyber women. Have you seen the Cyber Woman episode of Torchwood? It follows a normal theme of these things in that is shit. It's relentless shit. We need female writers again. Show me the barrier. Right, and I understand. There's been a propensity to bring female writers into Doctor Who, especially the Big Finish. You know what the result's been? Shit. I hate to say it. When I say shit, let me qualify that. The result has been making things that people aren't that interested in. Big Finish, I think, I have no data on this. I believe their sales are really hurting. Right, I think they're rebooting the Paul McGann range. because they went, full on shit and with their Stranded box set, which I'm out of, right? And amazingly, right after Stranded finishes, they're rebooting it. I wonder why. But are they going to reboot it with more of this, identity politics, feminist nonsense? Probably. But they won't mention that in the pre-publicity, will they? They won't mention that when they're trying to sell it to you. You only find out when you buy it. Speaking of Doctor Who magazine, I think it's time we had a cyber woman. We've had that. I must say, like Bill Potts was a cyber woman. That's an interesting point you're bringing up. One of the horrific points of Cybermen is, one of the things that makes them absolute terror is they take away your humanity. And part of taking away your humanity, they take away your gender, right? Which is a cornerstone of somebody's personal identity. It's showing you gender might not be that fluid. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm just somebody who looks at the majority of human race and goes, we're probably more like that. The dynamic, the feminine elements of himself, which he uses so well, his flirtatious nature, his admiration for Gaia, and all the female will be great with a cyberwoman, a malign cyberwoman. Again, not only did we see it in Talk to in what was it? The Next Doctor was essentially Cyberwoman, right? And it dealt with that, and it dealt with it well because it was back before we were obsessed with identity, right? Identity is everything to these weirdos. Many people think the franchise is set for a big shake-up with the titular role being replaced every few years. Bradley Walsh and Tosago, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so now we get to the normal bollocks. Jodie Whittaker probably leaving. Who could it be? Who was it? Could this mean Jodie is giving up the role soon? Speaking about the departure of a co-star, she said, without going into specifics of anything about what happens, just purely knowing it was the last scene with me and those actors. Both of them had to carry me to my trailer. Well, that sounded professional. Whatever. And then they just talk about the normal Doctor Who bollocks that normally newspapers do. They're like, is it going to be Ollie Alexander? Who gives a crap? Who gives a crap? So look, Chris, Jodie Whittaker is shit as Doctor Who. Jodie Whittaker found this out when she watched Doctor Who. May I recommend you might watch some Doctor Who and then try some Jodie Whittaker and go, that's shit. I think that could be how it goes down. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin. Do you Rabbi from another planet? Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.